Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to talk about no-show reporting, how you do that in eCaST so that we can get a realistic idea of what percentage of our clients are not showing up when they are led through the whole navigation process. We use this number to demonstrate how effective you all as patient navigators are. Nationally, the no-show rate is a lot higher for programs that don't use patient navigation than for those that do. We want this to be an accurate number, so I'm going to demonstrate exactly how we'd like you to enter it. As a reminder, we ask you to enter clients once they have been scheduled for an exam. So even though you don't have the colonoscopy report yet or anything like that, once you have consented them and started the process with them and scheduled their exam, that's the point that you should go ahead and enter them into the eCaST system. That helps us, that will be the best way to capture these no-shows especially. So I've already, there's my notes field again. So I've already entered their profile information and the basics of when they're screening and stuff like that, what my program is. I'm here in the medical history. We're going to say they don't have any symptoms, they don't have a family history, they don't have a personal history of polyps or colon cancer, so this is a true screening client. I have my referral date was 8/6/2014, and my date that they were scheduled was perhaps the same date. Understanding that's not realistic for them to be scheduled on the same date that they were referred because of the prep time. In any case, yesterday was their exam day, and for whatever reason, they did not show up for their test. So what I'm going to go back to do is look at this current status. If they had shown up for their test, we would go ahead and change this to test performed. And then I would go down to the bottom and add a procedure and enter the procedure information and pathology if it exists once I have those back from the endoscopist. Otherwise, it's going to stay at test pending. A lot of you will have errors that say you have a test pending, and that's because the current status says test pending and you haven't entered any of the following data for follow-up. So it's kind of a tickler to remind you that you have outstanding data entry there. But if this client did not show up for their exam yesterday, for whatever reason, personal problems, they couldn't handle the prep, they didn't make it, whatever it is that they didn't actually make it into the room to start the exam, we're going to list them as no test performed, appointment not kept. And that's all you have to do. If at a later date you are able to reschedule them, you can go ahead and this can get changed, and on the next page when you have the procedure, you put their actual procedure date in there. But if for the meantime they've been lost to follow-up, they just freaked out about it, something happened, whatever the case is, they didn't show up for their exam at all, we're going to switch this to no test performed, appointment not kept, and click save, and that's all you have to do.